Friends, there are 2 points I would like to dwell on in this homily. Una, that God is generous. Why? Because sa gospel ngayon, God is generous because He gave His Son to us. At ito yung hindi maintindihan ng mga scribes. How come Jesus was able to perform healing miracle and forgiving the paralytic? Because para sa kanila, Jesus was only committing blasphemy, yung pamabastos sa ngalan ng Diyos, because how can He act in the place of God when He is not God? But for those who have faith in Jesus, we believe that Jesus is the presence of God in our midst. And He came to us to realize the intention of God for His children. What are the intentions of the Father? To love us, to restore us, to offer us hope and courage. Kaya nga makita po natin sa istorya ng paralytic man, he was brought there lying on a stretcher. Sabihin, bugbog na siya sa buhay. He cannot even bring himself to Jesus. But the end of the story told us na umuwi siya, bit-bit pa niya yung kanyang stretcher, and he walked home. You see the whole story of the gospel for today is telling us that the intention of God the Father is being fully fulfilled in Jesus. Alam niyo po ngayon, especially 3 weeks ago, lumabas na yung mga kanya-kanyang mga surveys about economy. Kasi nang May, hindi pa lumalabas eh. Kasi pala all the studies was conducted on May, June lang nilabas. 5 days ago, yung chief po ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas already announced formally that the Philippines is in recession, economic recession. Para madilim ng recession, balikan nyo na lang yung ilang elementary tayo, pa nagre-recess tayo. Pag sinabing recession, rest mode, hindi gumagalaw ang ekonomiya ngayon. At sabi po ng chief ng Bangko Sentral, yung kanilang expectation was exceeded. Lumampas pa sa kanilang expectation yung economic recession. At makita natin ito sa mga other surveys na sabi ng SWS, 83% ngayon nagsasabi na, 83% nagsabi na malubang-maluba na kanilang kalagayan. And then 6% lang yung nagsasabi na guminhawa yung kanilang kabuhayan. At 10% normal lang. And then other than that, isa pang study sabi, ang negosyo ngayon bumabagsak ranging from 82% to 71%. Ibig sabihin, our economy is only moving between 20% to 30%. At alam niyo po, these are not just figures and numbers. Hindi lang ito figures and numbers. Itong mga numbers na ito reflect the populations at ating pinagdadaanan po ngayon. Maybe some of our brothers and sisters are already lying on a stretcher. But again, this gospel for today would like to bring our minds and heart that there is hope. Kung yung paralytic man nga, dinala naka-stretcher at nang natapos yung story, siya'y nakatayo na, that too is our hope in this Mass. Our situation will change also in the future. We will also pick up our own stretcher and walk home. Let us claim na indeed we will rise after this, like the paralytic man. At pangalawa pala, na short lang, second point, in the midst also of this pandemic, the gospel also tells us to become generous. At makita po natin ito, doon mismo sa mga kaibigan ng paralytic man, they brought the man to Jesus. That's the act of generosity, bringing the man to Jesus. And in our own situations, there are also many ways we can bring people to Jesus. Baka po yung mga sa bahay nyo ngayon, baka mayroon kayong mga kapamilya ngayon, o mga dating kaopisina, tatay, nanay, na baka nakikita nyo, nahihirapan na rin kayanin ang mga problema sa buhay. our role will come like in the gospel to bring them to Jesus. And there are many ways to bring people to Jesus. First, you can talk to them. Pangalawa, you can listen to their stories and anxieties. Pangatlo, you can encourage and give them motivation. Alam niyo po, I am following yung page sa Facebook ng Department of Health at pinipicture doon yung mga kwento ng mga survivors. Sa kakabasa ko, I found a pattern. Yung mga nakaka-survive, sabi nila, kasi yung mga nurses daw at mga relatives nila kept on telling them, kaya mo yan, yung giving them motivation to go on, yung fighting that boosted their fighting spirit. So you see, that's one way to bring a paralytic to Jesus. Pangapat, pwede natin i-promote ang mga live streaming of masses, or we teach people to pray. Siguro, kung meron tayong sobra na pera, we can also act generously by giving financial assistance. To close this homily, please allow me to share to you my own experience of bringing somebody to Jesus. This story happened back in 2011. I was just third year in theology. One day, in the morning, my lolo called, tumawag lolo ko, telling me that the coming day, the next day, darating daw sila sa Manila all the way from Legazpi. Kasi daw sasamahan nila yung relative nila na may Parkinson's disease. At samahan ko daw. Naisip ko naman kaagad, naku, malapit pa naman yung exam that time 2 days na lang. Sabi ko, I cannot refuse, but at the same time, nasasayang ng oras. Kasi nakapunta ako sa dati kasi remember yung kay Father Suarez na Monte Maria, pag pumunta ka doon, you must be there early in the morning and leave around after lunch. So nakita ko agad, I was calculating the time. Anyway, to cut the story short, sinamahan ko kasi they don't know where. Nandun lang ako, nakaupo the whole day, observing what's happening. Anyway, mapatapos na, nakita ko basta si Father Suarez, yung relative namin na may Parkinson's disease, he prayed over him and he embraced him. Mga ilang segundo. Kaya nang pauwi na kami, katabi ko na yung relative namin sa van. He was always telling me, masayang-masaya ako. Masayang-masaya. Magaling na ako. He was shouting in the van. Tapos yung kamay niya tinataas na. Magaling na ako. And then yung mas natuwa ako kasi yung paa niya, sinisipa niya na sa van. Sinisipa niya na. Anyway, deep inside my heart, masaya na rin ako. At least it worth my time, nakatulong. Pero na-realize ko din, ano kaya ginawa ng Panginoon sa kanya? And I think the Lord gave him courage. Kaya nga sa gospel, bago pinatawad ng Diyos yung paralytic, Jesus told him, courage. I think binigyan ng courage. Kaya sa buhay natin, if there's one thing na meron tayong bantayan ngayong pandemic, yung hindi tayo maubusan ng lakas sa ating kalooban. And there is no better way to keep this spirit alive in our hearts than to be always open to the generosity of God's love.